The diner clock struck midnight when the last customers left, and the world outside turned silent. Only the buzzing neon sign and the faint hum of the refrigerator kept Emily company. She was a young cashier, no older than 20, working the night shift in a small roadside diner off Route 17. Her hands smelled faintly of coffee and grease, but she didn't mind. This job paid her rent, and the old truckers who came in during the night were usually kind, usually. But tonight, things would be different. As she wiped the counter and hummed softly to herself, the diner door creaked open, letting in 3 men whose eyes were already burning with trouble. They were loud, their boots thudding against the floor, the smell of beer thick around them. Emily's heart skipped. She had seen them once before, troublemakers from the nearby town who liked to make fun of people just for existing. "Hey sweetheart," one of them sneered, sliding onto a stool. "You look lonely tonight. Why don't you smile a little? Maybe we'll leave you a tip." The other 2 laughed. Emily straightened her back and said calmly, "Coffee's $2. Anything else?" Her voice was polite but firm. That only made them laugh harder. "Oh, we got ourselves a tough one," the biggest one said, leaning across the counter so close she could smell the whiskey on his breath. "What's your name, honey?" "Emily," she answered softly. "Now, you gonna order something or not?" The man slammed his hand on the counter. "You talk back to me again, and I'll show you what respect means." The laughter that followed was cruel, echoing through the empty diner. Emily swallowed her fear. Her father had always told her, "Don't let bullies see you flinch." But her hands trembled as she poured their coffee. The men mocked her, called her names, threw napkins at her feet, and acted like kings of the night. She tried to stay calm, praying they would leave soon. But when she accidentally spilled a drop of coffee near their cups, one of them stood up sharply. "You clumsy idiot," he barked. The sound of his mug shattering against the wall made her freeze. The diner suddenly felt smaller, darker. He started walking toward her, rage flashing in his eyes. Emily backed up until her shoulders hit the coffee machine. "Please," she whispered, "just leave." Then, from the far corner of the diner, a low voice broke the tension. "You heard the lady," it said. The thugs turned. None of them had noticed the shadowed booth in the corner. 3 figures sitting silently, leather jackets glinting under the dim light. One of them stood, tall and broad-shouldered, his hands covered in fingerless gloves. Another leaned forward, revealing a chain around his neck engraved with a skull. And the third, a woman with short black hair, stepped into the light, her eyes sharp as a blade. "We don't like men who pick on women," she said quietly. The thugs exchanged uneasy glances. "Who the hell are you supposed to be?" One of them spat. The woman smirked. "Just customers. But the kind who clean up messes like you." Before the first thug could say another word, the leader of the leather-clad trio took a single step forward. His boots echoed with authority. "Apologize," he said simply. The thug laughed nervously. "You gonna make me?" That was all it took. In a blur of movement, the biker grabbed his wrist, twisted it effortlessly, and slammed him onto the counter. The others lunged forward, but the woman and her partner intercepted them. The sound of fists hitting flesh, chairs scraping, and glass breaking filled the air. Emily ducked behind the counter, heart racing, watching chaos unfold like a movie. Within seconds, it was over. The thugs lay groaning on the floor, defeated and humiliated. The bikers stood tall, barely out of breath. The leader turned to Emily. "You okay, miss?" She nodded, eyes wide with disbelief. I don't know who you are, but thank you." The woman gave her a small smile. "We're the Iron Wolves," she said. "We ride through here every Friday night. You didn't see us before because we usually sit outside." Emily realized. They had been there the whole time, parked in the shadows, watching quietly. "Why help me?" she asked. The leader looked at her with kind eyes. "Because good people deserve to feel safe. And punks like that need reminders." The bikers helped her clean up the mess, righting chairs and sweeping up glass. Before leaving, the leader placed a patch on the counter. It had their emblem, a silver wolf head with burning eyes. "Next time you feel scared," he said, "remember there's always someone out there watching out for people like you." Then they left, engines roaring, disappearing into the night like guardians of the road. Emily stood by the door, watching the taillights fade into the darkness. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel alone. When the police arrived minutes later, the thugs were already gone, limping down the road, too embarrassed to look back. Emily smiled faintly and whispered to herself, "Thank you, Iron Wolves." That night, she locked up the diner with a new sense of strength burning in her chest. She had faced fear, and seen what courage looked like in leather and steel. If you enjoyed this story and believe that kindness and bravery still exist in the shadows, make sure to subscribe for more powerful stories that touch your heart and keep your spirit strong. Your support keeps these stories alive,